Welcome back to Drive With Me, and today we just have a couple, it's going to be a more interesting episode because here in Utah, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Evan Mcmullin, and I'm going to give you my take on it, and this is why I'm never Mcmullin. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm definitely not a Hillary Clinton supporter. I was originally going to write in Castle or Rand Paul. I'm still not sure who I'm going to vote for, but I just wanted to tell you why I'm never Mcmullin, because this whole Evan Mcmullin thing is a farce. It's set up by the Democrats and the Republican establishment to try to ruin Trump. Evan doesn't have any chance. All it's going to do is put the presidency to Clinton, okay? Now, here's what I'm going to tell you guys right now. He's part of the CFR. If you don't know what the CFR is, do your research, look at that, and tell me that's not a kingmaker organization, right? And I'm not just some crazy, conspiracy theorist. Actually, look it up, do your research, and you'll see why that's important, okay? Now, here's the deal. I'm never a fan for voting for the least of the two evils, because that is the stupidest thing you can do, okay? So, for example, there's a lot of people out there that will vote for Trump because they think that they don't like him, but they think that he's less evil than Hillary Clinton, so they'll vote for him. And there's people that will do the same for Hillary Clinton. And they'll say that if you vote for third party, if you vote for someone other than those, then your vote is essentially a vote for the other candidate, right? So if I say I'm going to write in, Castle, who, if you don't know who he is, please look it up. You should know who Castle is. Or if I write in Rand Paul's name, that my vote essentially goes to Hillary Clinton or Trump because I didn't vote for one of those two, which doesn't make any sense because I'm voting for, if I vote for Rand Paul or if I vote for Castle, I vote for went for Castle, not for Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump, right? So that logic is just false, And if everyone voted with their conscience, honestly, we'd have a lot better candidates. Now let's get back to Evan Mcmullin, okay? The establishment and the liberals are even though they have stupid policies, they're still smart enough to know there's people out there that are looking for a third option, okay? They're also smart enough to know that people are stupid enough to make mistakes still, okay? So they're taking advantage. They've put in a puppet. They put in Evan Mcmullin as a puppet to normally a Democrat, especially Democrats, but also the establishment Republicans, would never, ever want you to vote for a third party, okay? It's their worst nightmare. Their worst nightmare is that they lose the monopoly on voting, on votes, okay? They lose the monopoly on welfare. They lose the monopoly on whatever power grab they're trying to tell you that they support in order to get your vote, even though they're never going to do anything to help you. Their worst fear is that people wake up and vote for third party, and we get a libertarian candidate in there. And I'm not a huge fan of Gary Johnson. He's more of a fake libertarian, in my opinion. But that their worst fear is that someone in a third party actually wins, and then they lose their power. Okay, so here's the deal. They're smart enough to know that people are looking for a third party, so they've put in a sheep. I'm not sure what you would call it, but they've put in an imposter who is going to sway a lot of votes, and they're very smart about those. Okay, so they took the Mormon demographic in Utah. I'm in Utah here. Okay, they've taken the Mormon demographic, and I'm Mormon. I'm not gonna lie, I'm LDS. I'm Mormon, but a lot of Mormons are very loyal to other Mormons, okay? And that's not a bad thing, but it is a bad thing when you don't do any research, when you don't do anything else except for just go, oh, he's Mormon, I'll vote for him, right? So it's essentially the same thing as voting for Hillary Clinton because she's a woman, or voting for Barack Obama because he's half black, okay? It's essentially the same exact thing. So what the Democrats and the establishment have done is they've gone, okay, well, we need to stop Trump, and so we're going to prop up a puppet in Utah who has a very loyal following, essentially only because he's Mormon, which is very gullible and what's the word? Ignorant. If you vote for Evan Mcmullin only because he's Mormon and you think you can trust him because he's Mormon, that's a very naive thing to do. Do some research about the guy. You'll find out very quickly that he's not who you think he is. Okay. The second thing is there's no chance for Evan Mcmullin to even win. Okay, but this is I've never been a Trump fan, okay? I'm going to be honest with you, I've never been a Trump fan. I've always not wanted to vote for him. But every day seeing the news slam him for whatever it is, whether it's his economic policies, whether it's his past, whether it's all these things. The news is constant. I mean, CNN has become, and well, MSNBC has always been just a third wing of the Democrat Party. But MSNBC, they have shown their true colors recently. They're not a news organization, okay? Fox News is a little bit better, but they're still like, I can't stand Fox News either, okay? Do your own research. Don't rely on the news to tell you who to vote for, okay? So here's the thing. With how much fear there is from the establishment and the liberals of Donald Trump, I'm starting to think that he's maybe not the worst of two evils. Because when you get the establishment and the liberals and the government in general to quake and to fear someone being in power, generally maybe that might not be a bad idea to put that person in power. And when they're putting that much effort to the extent that they are, bringing up all these things that we don't even know if they're true. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Trump's personality. I'm not a huge fan of his prior life. All these accusations that are coming out against him. Who knows if they're true or not? There's a lot of them that have been debunked. But just the fact that they're trying to do anything that they can, including prop up a puppet candidate, especially a third-party candidate that's not even Republican or Democrat. If they're willing to go to that extent and they're afraid of Trump, why are they afraid of Trump that much? Is it because he really is a megalomaniac? They keep calling him a fascist, but we all know that Hitler and all the other fascists were liberals, So what is it really? Is it what's the truth? Are they just trying to scare you into voting for someone so that Hillary Clinton can win? Are they truly wanting? What is it? I mean, guys, I can't tell you what it is. All I can tell you is my feelings on it. So get out there and vote. If you're going to vote for a third party, vote for a third party that actually has good morals. When was the first time you heard about Evan Mcmullin? Probably about a month and a half to 3 months ago. You've never heard of the guy before, okay? He's come out of the shadows from wherever they've pulled him out of to prop him up as a candidate for Hillary Clinton. And I'm just going to tell you right now, like, if you're going to vote for a third candidate, that's fine. And I actually support that. I might vote for a third candidate. But, and that's been my plan this whole entire time until, the more and more I see this thing on Trump and see him scaring everyone, makes me kind of want to vote for him, even though I don't really like the guy. And maybe he is the right choice because he will shake things up for that sole purpose. But if you're going to vote for a third party, vote for someone that you educate yourself about. Don't just vote for someone to keep Trump or Hillary Clinton out. That is just as bad as voting for one of the two evils. In fact, it's voting for one of the three evils. Okay? You're just voting for someone to keep someone else out. That doesn't make any sense. Do some smart research. You are smarter than that. Anyways, guys, until next time, I'm not going to do too many political videos on this channel. I'll put one up every once in a while, especially right now because it is the election coming up, so I'll probably do a few more before the election. But make your vote count. Vote for someone who's smart. Don't vote for someone to keep someone out. And just do your research, okay? Evan Mcmullin is not a good candidate to vote for. He's a puppet put there by the Democrats and the establishment. Anyway, guys, until next time, talk to you guys later. Subscribe.